Zip. Zip. Yeah. My bad. Here we go. Spawning down in the left-hand side is Gremory. The first game of the series. The first game. And up here in the top right-hand side, the orange Protoss. It is Svetlana Bay, aka Rotterdam. He says, "Where are you from, Poland?" Gremory's like, "We met at I Am Katowice." He's like, "Oh, you beat DNS?" He's like, "No, he beat Dana, and he was playing." Oh right, Gremory beat Dana. Oh, okay, Dana's a good player. So yeah, that's Gremory's a high level Polish Zerg here. So guys, actually showing you the correct game now. Thanks for the patience. It's a real experiment doing a viewer tournament. I think it worked out okay. I think I need more admins, keeping an eye on everything. Yeah. Other than, which I'll actually organize better next time, and a few things like that. You know what, guys? I totally missed a sub earlier. I totally missed a sub from Jam 888. Holy shit. I don't know how I missed that, but I did miss that. Sorry about that one. I really appreciate your support, Jam. Sorry for missing that, mate. My bad. It's all good. So we are seeing a Nexus First here out of Roddy. Roddy loves his Nexus First openings, loves to do this build. And yeah, it does slow down his double adept opening, but he can do very nicely here. Gremory here, just going to be going for a much more standard hatch gas pool, very typical, no drone scout, zero information, same way Zergs love to play. And Roddy loves to get a nice little edge against this by just kind of getting that Nexus up exceptionally fast, going into the double gas, and then just taking it from there. He actually puts 3 on both gas immediately. Okay, interesting. Interesting. So he does kind of rush his gas up. And I guess if you are going to go into like Stargate play, which Roddy does love, then that's a good way to play it. I think if you do his Twilight Council opening, there's no reason to get the gas that early. But I guess banking up a little bit of extra gas can work out really nicely. And as long as you keep up constant probe production, this still times out very nicely, as you can see here. Roddy always has these really interesting builds. You know, Roddy build is a bit of a meme, but like he actually does have very smart builds that play very well with how the units work and within the meta. He has his own kind of understanding of how they operate, and it makes him a very dangerous opponent, even for pro gamers. Thank you, Jam. Oh, thank God you're still there. I hate when people aren't there by the time I say thank you to a sub. I always feel like crap after that. I'm like, oh, how did I miss that? No. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hope you hang out for a while today. It is going to be a fast Twilight, so yeah. Okay. And he's oversaturated his main a little bit as well. Okay, so Roddy, a little bit of inefficiency with this opening in my opinion. In my humble opinion, I think he could be way more efficient on his minerals. Rather than having a third guy tripled up on that patch, and where else does he have 3 guys? And a third guy on this patch. He should actually have those 2 dudes down here, and he shouldn't be pulling dudes off minerals to put on his second gas. He should just be rallying them on there one at a time. Because I was playing against them doing the same opening on the test map. And I noticed that, yeah, it times out like a little bit awkwardly with 1 or 2 things. That being said, very nice second and third gateway timing. Very quick resonating glaives. Considering it's Nexus First, this will be a nice fast resonating glaives. It's always a bit delayed when you go Nexus First into glaives, but you can then hit like an 8 or 10 or even 12 adept timing as opposed to the standard 6 or 7 adepts, and it's so powerful. Meanwhile, Gremory has opted for a very fast Roach Horn. Whoa, what the hell? The Roach Horn's already finished? Gremory. Maybe a little bit paranoid. Already building 7 roaches. Oh, okay, so Gremory wants to do a Roachling timing to stop Roddy's third base. That's what Gremory is aiming for here. 7 roaches on the way. He's even building a few more drones here, because probably doesn't want to commit a massive Zerglings. Probably just wants to cancel the third. And look at that. The Adepts leave just after the roaches pop. Just before the roaches pop. And actually, okay, it looks like Gremory maybe doesn't want to push with this at all. Super surprising. These are such fast 7 roaches. I guess he's just preparing for like the fastest possible adept timing which can hit about at this moment with 6 or 7 adapts. And Gremory is saying, you know, we've got to have roaches ready for that. So Gremory just playing very safe at this point. Now going for Lair, Evo Chamber, droning up nice and hard, up to 3 gases, starting to drone that third base. And Roddy is going to be going straight into charge and +1 upgrades. Okay. So a little bit of a meta interesting play here from Roddy. You know, going into probably a charge lot attack while probing up his third behind it. So this is going to be something which could do good damage, but I don't think it's going to get too much done this time because there are already roaches out. It just comes down to Gremory and how greedy Gremory is. Right now, Gremory well prepared for these adepts, not really letting them achieve anything at all. Oh, this adept's going to go to his death. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay, I thought Roddy accidentally clicked those back, but I'm not 100% sure. Does see the Warp Prism, does Gremory. No Stalker at home to eat these Overlords up. I feel like Roddy should have invested in a Stalker to clean those Ovies up. Some free kills there, and he's massing Gateways at the third. I think that's the one piece of information that Gremory is missing, is this third base, Gateway Explosion. Has no idea about that. It's going to be up to a total of, what, 9 or 10 Gateways. Zealot's starting to warp out in the middle of the map. Of course, +1 charge lot's going to make mincemeat out of roaches, but Gremory is just making spines and roaches. Wow. Okay, I think Gremory must know Roddy's builds. Must know this build. He must recognize it. As soon as he saw the Warp Prism, he's just like, yep, I'm going to actually have less economy than you, and I'm just gonna build a shitload of defense. And the problem for Roddy is Roddy doesn't have that information. He doesn't know that's what's happening right now. Because Roddy doesn't have that information, he's probably going to commit to this attack, and it is just going to get chewed up. This is really bad if Roddy warps in any Zealots. I think he needs to see this, and he needs to just pull back, try to get out as many Immortals as possible, and maybe go straight for Storm. Like, Roddy needs to switch into full greed mode, because Gremory has played so ridiculously safe. Okay, Roddy's trying to go into a weird transition behind this. 2 Stargates and a DT Shrine. Yeah, okay. So Roddy's going to go for a super kind of weird Roddy-style follow-up. But I think that's, you know, with how many roaches there already are out, Roddy really needs to focus on Immortal production more than anything else. He's got a ton of gateways, but when your opponent's invested in more roaches than you have units, it's almost worthless to invest in Zealots, except as counterattacks to kind of surprise your opponent. Having the double Prism out here is very nice for Roddy. You know, it can definitely buy time, but Gremory is just ignoring everything. Not even fully saturating 3 bases. Is slightly under saturation. Not even fully saturating it, just like 60 drones only. Making roaches and hydras, and he's going to go punch Roddy in the face with a big timing, I think. Oh, gets the full Warp Prism as well. Oh, that's disastrous. It had 3 Zealots in it. Roddy needs to warp in more units to try to do damage done. He's going to try to shade these Adepts in, but there's even a Spine Crawler waiting for them. And, I mean, Roddy's just not going to get enough Phoenixes out in time. The Phoenix transition, I think, was a little bit too late. I think, yeah, Storm was the only way you're going to come back, I think. In this sort of game, where you've invested so much in production, which you then don't have anything useful to use on, because charge lots aren't going to help you against such a big ball of Roach Hydra. It's all about getting out the Immortal Storm while you buy time with those charge lots. And Roddy's doing his best to buy time right now, but he's not going to be able to snipe these Overseers. His whole game plan should be just snipe the Overseers, get the DTs in there, but it's not going to work. There's just too much Roach Hydra here. Gremory doing very nicely with this big Roach Hydra push. Has the Lurkers and a Hydra Den coming down behind this. Yep. Gremory here with the ultra safe play. Shuts down Roddy's pressure at every turn, and it's just bam, lights out. Clean game 1 victory for Gremory. I thought he was playing overly safe, but Roddy kept kind of over-committing into these little bits of aggression, so it worked out really, really well. Ange says he scouted the Twilight, so he went roaches. Yeah, he did. It was still exceptionally early, though. Like, exceptionally early. Like, that was not normal timed roaches there. That was very, very early roaches. Yeah, like, he must have started the Roach Warren. Because how long does a Roach Warren take? That's 35 seconds. He must have started it at, like, 3 minutes 20. Something like that, which is, whoa, super fast. And the thing is, I'm not sure how early your Overlord gets to their natural. But normally you should be able to tell on most maps. Maybe you can't tell because Mech Depot is so big, but on most maps, I wasn't paying attention. Your Overlord gets to their natural and you see the core is not done. And you're like, oh, he's gone Nexus first. And you know that any sort of, adept push is not going to hit you very fast. It's going to hit you after 5 minutes. So you actually don't need roaches out until much later. So those units were way too fast. He said, we played before, only adepts into Stargates when they played before. He says, I've never been counted harder. Why did you make roaches? Says Roddy. Rory's like, I just scouted the Twilight, so I thought it was an adept all in. Yeah, like the spines and the roaches he built, I think he clearly thought it was like an 8-gate adept all in or something like that after he saw the warp prism come across the map. Even though there was like a fully saturated third, so he was playing super safe. Like, yeah, I feel like either Mech Depot is so big or maybe Gremory actually just didn't realize it's Nexus first. Because, yeah, those roaches were, like, insanely fast. Even most top GMs won't hit you within adept timing by the time those roaches were out, even if that's, like, their only goal. So, a little bit interesting. There's a top GM at EU plays similar opening who I practice with. And he's like... Bit of banter between them. Nice. Nice. Barker says Gremory got the kind of read you get watching a stream. I don't even think he did. I just think it worked out. Like a little bit of inefficiency with his first wave of defense was more than made up for by how he reacted to the warp prism. It wasn't even the correct read, but it was just a read which happened to cover the same set of circumstances like the reaction did, so it worked out. Lisa's coaching here. All right, guys, we're going to be going into game number 2, of course. Taking game number 1 down here in the bottom right is Gremory. This is the grand finals of the Masters GM tournament. Up here on the top left-hand side, it is Svetlana Bay, a.k.a. Rotterdam. Rotterdam. Overlord up here, having a bit of a cheeky perv. He's just watching. Look at the ass on that zealot. Oh yeah. Overlord's watching. He watching. Look at him just fucking throbbing. Jesus Christ, Overlords are disgusting when you zoom in on them. Ugh. Ugh. Alright, so he sees the Twilight once again here. Roddy has an adept coming out. Is Roddy going to do the double adept pressure this game? I think he is. This is a gate nexus opening this time from Roddy. So he gets not only the double adept pressure, which so few people do. Most Zergs just aren't watching for it. And we take way too much damage from such a simple maneuver. And, oh my god, he's not building Zerglings? I don't think he's got enough to defend this. He's only got 2 Zerglings. Yeah, these adepts are going to do good damage, man. They're going to, like, shade into that natural and pick off, like, 6 probes, aren't they? Ugh. This often ends games. Like when I play Rotterdam, I feel these 2 adepts are like the #1 cause of me getting just destroyed. It's always these 2 adepts, man. Let's see how Gremory defends with just a couple queens out. Ooh, the adept's being mega careful. Roddy, of course, you know, he thinks, oh, this guy was super prepared last game. He might be super prepared again. But cancels the shade. 1 drone, 2 drones. How many more drones can he get? Ooh, gets a 3rd. 3 drones and all this mining time. That's still a very good pickup. Very nice disruption there for Roddy. However, Gremory stayed calm during all that. Didn't build a single extra fighting unit. Only built drones. And only now is building roaches. So Gremory here playing very confidently. And once again, we are going to see Roddy just getting some extra adepts warped in, but not really going for that super crisp, let's attack you with the first bunch of adepts. He likes to wait a little bit longer. Focuses more on very unconventional timings, and I think this is a very smart way to play against Zerg. Zerg players get really good at defending certain things, and the moment they understand what's happening in a game, it's easy for a Zerg player to just build drones, even while defending. A Zerg player can just be like, yeah, I know what your next step is. I've got enough units, bam, let's build drones. Build units at the right time, then build drones. It makes the Zerg's life just way too easy. We are going to see a 6 adept pressure, not especially fast, but they are going to make their way across this map. The work account for Gremory, once again, you can see he's kind of over-defended against the potential adept pressure, in that he's built lots of roaches and Zerglings, and he's behind in workers a little bit. However, because he shuts down the pressure so hard, I don't even know if over-defending the pressure is really the right way to describe it. I feel like it's actually just like a smart, calculated, refined response. So Roddy not going to find any damage for now. He's going to be going into +1 flyer attack, DT Shrine, and 2 Stargate Phoenix. Roddy's favorite style of PvZ. And ooh, the Shade gets in there. Gremory, where are your units, mate? Oh my god, he just lost already about 4 more workers there. And even more rallying into their death. Roddy completely happy to sacrifice the Adepts at this stage. Not going to get any more, but man, 12 worker kills. Roddy up at 60 drones. A new round of drones does pop for Gremory. He's back at 53, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. We've got 2 Stargate Phoenix on the way out. Roddy going to snipe down the Overseers, and yeah, he's going to do his best. Thanks equals D for the clip of me, as always, talking about creepy overlords. One thing I never get bored of talking about. To be fair, changelings are much creepier though. Changelings are actually like a disgusting creepy unit. Ooh, +1's on the way. So everything's been seen now by Gremory. He knows he's up against 2-star Phoenix. Personally, I would probably always try and get a few Infestors out and hope I can lock down these Phoenix and shut them out of the game. But I don't know what he's going to do. He might just go mass Roach Hydra and try to overwhelm. We've already got DTs coming in, looking for a snipe on the 4th base. And they might get a good pick off there. We've got Phoenix just picking up overlords around the map. More and more gateways are coming down. DT is going to start to swipe on that hatchery. Where is the closest Overseer? Oh, it's all the way back down to the natural. That 4th is going to take a ton of damage before that gets there. It's almost there. He does have Overlord speed. Oh, actually going to pick up a Queen here with these Phoenix, and the Roaches are going to turn around. Oh, I feel like he should have just sacrificed in with the Overseer to kill that, Oh, the DTs are going to go down. Did he save a DT there? He did. That DT just turned invisible for me while it was picked up. That was super weird. Apparently, as an observer, you can't see a DT while it's lifted. That's strange. That was cool, though. Clutch save by Roddy. Sacrifices 1 Phoenix's damage to save the Dark Templar. And then once the Overseer was sniped, he drops it down, finishes the hatchery. And he's going to come in here and try and catch even more of these Overseers. Oh, almost loses a Phoenix there. But he's getting up to that scary Phoenix count now. 11 Phoenix versus only 7 Hydras that are out. Gremory's down shit creek without a paddle, man. This is where you've got to get elbow deep in poop to get yourself out of this game. There's no way you're just going to get an easy 1A move engagement. You need to really pick away and work away at your opponent. So Roddy here going to pick up the Queen. Gets a couple drones as well. He's got a 4th base on the way. What's the transition behind this? Looks like Archons and Charge Lots are going to be it. You can make a very hard-hitting army with this. I wonder if he'll go Colossus after that or into a different style. The creep spread is doing quite nicely through the middle of the map. This side, the creep has been slowed down a little bit. Gremory desperately trying to get that 4th base up, but he's just kind of down in the income right now, and the Hydra count is finally starting to climb. Right at the same moment as Roddy cuts Phoenix production, he says, look, I've got 14 Phoenix. This is all I really need. And, yeah, he might even just go for a big push. Zealot, Arc on DT could definitely work. Roddy accidentally just pulled 2 dudes off his gas when he moved his army over there. Whoops. Roach is going to come in here to scout Gremory. Going to see if we can pick off a probe or 2. Unfortunately, oh, the Overseer survives on 7 hit points. He's going to go in. Zealots, Archons, and DT is going to just attack into this army. The Phoenix aren't there. Roddy, with a little bit of disorganization, gets a little bit ahead of himself. He's going to have to turn around. There we go. He's just going to go for it. Phoenix, Archon, DT, Charge Lot. Every single Hydralisk is going to get picked up here. Oh, very nice play here from Roddy. None of the Phoenixes have fallen yet. Only a few of the Zealots have gone down. The Archon's dealing massive splash damage. And that's every single bit of anti-air just blasted away by those Phoenix. GG, well played. Of course, the Phoenix absolutely obliterating those Hydras. Now, what's interesting is Phoenix would be doing 2 10 damage shots. So they'd be doing 20 damage. Since the Hydra's got the hit point buff, Roddy still goes for +1 weapons on his Phoenix. But it actually doesn't help against Hydralisks. Because it used to be with 80 hit points, if you got +1, then you would go from having to 5-shot Hydralisks because of regen to 4-shotting them. Just like that. But that's actually the big problem. I mean, that's a nice win there for Roddy, but actually an interesting little thing. Ever since the Hydra patch, Roddy has been wasting his money on a flyer attack upgrade, and I didn't even think about that. You guys should let him know if you're Roddy fans next time he's streaming. Be like, yo, PiG PiG mentioned that you actually don't need +1 against Hydras anymore. It makes no difference against the 90 hit point Hydras. It's always going to be 5 shots until you get like maybe +3 attack or something like that. Anyway, guys, here we go. It is 1-1 here in the Grand Finals. The Masters GM Viewer Tournament. Couple of players here who definitely need my coaching as the prize. Gremory, a 6K MMR Zerg, 6K plus MMR Zerg player on the EU ladder. Very high GM Polish semi-pro, I would call him. Not sure if he studies or what, but he's a very high level player. And down here in the bottom right hand side, the guy who needs my coaching really more than anything else in life, it is Rotterdam. Ooh, okay. Roddy gonna go for the pylon block. He wants to make sure it's not a 12 pool since this is such a small map. And Gremory just gonna go for that third base and just kind of ignore the pylon block. Yep, Roddy cancels the pylon, goes back down there and says, no worries, I'm gonna go Nexus first. So both players doing very greedy economic openings. To be fair, I feel like Roddy's play always looks way crisper out of his gate Nexus, his gate core, gate Nexus core opening. I think it's just a The double adept seems to do a lot for him, and I like his transitions a lot more. I don't know. I prefer his non-Nexus first openings. We're going to have to see how this one goes. Of course, this is being cast off replays since I didn't want to keep these guys waiting hours and hours as we had 3 different divisions playing all at once. But we did manage to cast the BSG and the Platinum Diamond live, and we are now casting the Masters GM off replays. Hey, Blum. What up? Yeah. We're not even a third of the way through. Not even a third of the way, mate. We're doing pretty well. Darden's like, why is there no prize for second place? Plague says, why is there no prize for watching? Yeah, I definitely should have done that. For sure. Chicks dig tourney winners. Neeb's pretty much knee-deep in ass 24/7. Jesus. This is some good chat. There's some good chat that I missed earlier. Alright, dudes. So we are going to be seeing very standard openings from both sides. Looks like Gremory, yeah, just likes to take a pretty conservatively timed third hatch, which I actually like. I really like players who don't rush the third hatch and just focus on droning their natural really hard. So we're going to see that this time around. And I mean, his Overlord sees this time around that it is Nexus first. I'd love to see Gremory react a little bit differently. That being said, it's a Stargate opening rather than a Twilight opening this time, so things definitely are going to be different no matter what. And the warping graphics are actually pretty cool. Alright. Adepts being built now. Gremory just droning up, adding a third queen. Overlord speed once again, so Gremory wanting to see everything that's going on. I don't really see the point in going Overlord speed when your opponent opens Stargate. I feel like even if you're planning to do it, you see someone just put a Stargate at the front, you should always cancel that Overlord speed and use that money for something else. Even if it's just a few more drones and Overlords. That's just my opinion, but I think it's like, there's like a very good reasoning. Which is just, you've seen the most important thing, which is their first tech structure. Is it really worth that money just to see, like, maybe if they've got a Twilight behind? Especially since you're playing Roddy, he likes to open Phoenixes. It's a little bit nasty. Ooh, Adept comes in. Does take out one drone before going down. Not the best trade. And this Phoenix is out. Let's see exactly what Roddy's going to do. Looks like he wants to hunt some Overlords. The Overlords are going to be able to run away, I guess. So it's a little bit harder for the Phoenix to find kills. This Overlord's still hiding down here. And that does definitely hurt the initial Phoenix opening. Of course, the Oracle going to have a lot less time to build up energy this game. Gremory moving down to try and zone out the third base a little bit, seeing if he can get a little bit of damage done there. Overlord here does get found. Svetlana Bay, Phoenix, going to take down the Overlord. And what do we got back there? Evo Chamber, more Spores. Whole pack of Zerglings coming out. Oh, man. You know what? Roddy's only on one gate. And that's a lot of Zerglings. I don't know if Roddy realizes, but he needs to be really careful taking a third and going Forge before third base. I think Roddy might just be playing way too safe right now. Like, I get there's a pack of Zerglings out. It's going to be hard to take the third, but if he leaves his Oracle at home, I think he should be fine. He's actually hidden his first Oracle. Not sure if the Overlord saw that second Oracle. There are Spore Crawlers down already, though, so I don't know, man. Roddy does see a whole ton of Zerglings down there. Roddy's thinking about taking the other third base. He's going to have to show these oracles. Roddy trying to be a little bit too coy here. He's making a third oracle and 2 more Stargates. Oh. Okay, I think Roddy wants to go mass oracle play, but without a third base, this is so tough, man. He needs that third base gas. He needs it now. Oh, this is really awkward. Really awkward for Roddy. How can he get out there? Gremory's drone count is on par, but since he has a third base mining, his income is going to be way better. We can see it there, 500 more minerals a minute. And that's gonna catapult even higher as he squeezes out more drones. Right now, Gremory is just massing Ling Bane. His Overlord comes through, and he's about to get the money scout. Okay, the Overlord speed's gonna pay off this game, guys. Sees the extra Stargate. Looks like Roddy did decide to cancel one of those Stargates, realizing he just doesn't have the gas income right now. And these Oracles, they really should have just been protecting a third base this whole time. But he saved up all this energy, and what can he really do with it? I mean, he can start dropping stasis traps. He can't really overpower the Spore Crawlers with just 3 Oracles. This base is going to get blasted down. Oh man, Zergling's going to start trying to surround the Nexus. I think they're going to be able to get it. Gremory here. Oh, the overcharge is going to go down, but yeah, the Nexus gets cancelled. Ooh, Roddy there takes a big loss. A lot of Zerglings do go down for that. But I think that was decent for Gremory. He knows he's locking Roddy down on 2 bases. Roddy actually does have a third Stargate. Oh, he does. He does have a third Stargate in the main. Never mind me, guys. Phoenix here slowly picking off these Overlords ever so slowly. Really needs to get some damage done to the economy, does Roddy. He needs to get some stasis wards in. Maybe there, maybe here on these eggs. Here is a bit exposed. But all of his Oracles are just gathering up together right now. And while they can be useful altogether, I think they're way more powerful if you've got 2 or 3 just dropping stasis wards constantly. Right now, we've got cannons going up on the third. Roddy here just massing Oracles, but I think he needs a lot more than this to make this work. That being said, Gremory doesn't have Infestation Pit down yet, but this big ball of Queens is being rotated very well. Gremory's Queens are in position. Roddy will not be able to find damage with these Oracles, and this creep here is really important. It gives Gremory vision every time Roddy passes over that, and he's even using Speed Overlords to scout it out as well. Very well played. Yeah, Gremory's on point, man. Nice tag there from Roddy. He'll see where the Queens are. Might be able to zap down this 4th base. Turn on lasers. Go, 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 go. Lasers, Roddy. Roddy! No, he's missed his opportunity. The Queens are already there. Oh, I think he had enough time just barely to kill that hatchery. And that would have been big. Now there's a Spire on the way. We've got +1 ship weapons. Fleet Beacon on the way. It is going to be a carrier transition. Those Queens shooing away these Oracles. Oracles are going to need to start dropping stasis wards. They're getting close to maxed out on energy. So if he's not going to find any zapping targets, I think it's important. Oh, no! Oh, man, he had them tagged, and yet he flies straight on into them. Big mistake there from Roddy, losing an Oracle for nothing. Carriers are on the way, 2 at a time for now. Will be a 3rd one joining them very shortly. Roddy's definitely a little bit behind in terms of, like, raw kind of base count. But that's a smart move. That's a smart move. And there's still no gas mining up here. Really, it's looking like it's just going to be a Queen Hydra all in. There is a Spire. Wave of Corruptors, of course, could come out as well to snipe carriers. But even just a frontal Queen Hydra timing will be very scary. If this creep gets any closer, that can hit his base. He's starting to drop mass stasis wards, is Roddy. He's got this hidden base in the corner, which could come in and save him in a much longer game. I think for now, he's kind of okay. I'm just not used to seeing games where the Oracles achieve so little this far into the game. All he's doing is getting map hacks on the army. The Phoenix is going to go down almost instantly. Here comes a ton of Hydra Ling Bane. And there's no stasis wards down here at the natural. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. I don't know how Roddy's going to defend this. He's trying to spam cannons down here. A couple of overcharges do go down. Oh, single Baneling will set off that stasis trap. Roddy does defend the natural. Well-placed sentry there, doing a good job. I think Roddy needs to throw down a few more emergency stasis wards here. Oh. Overcharge doing a decent job. Mothership Core has gone down, though. Carriers are going to start making their way up. I think he can hold this attack. I think Roddy can hold this. He turns on the laser beams. He's starting to focus down those Hydralisks. The Queen's falling very quickly as well. Oracles do end up having to withdraw. Turns off his laser beams for now. Carriers are a little bit exposed. There's only 1 cannon left here. Oh, Baneling in the mineral line. Okay, Roddy's probes are starting to go down. This is where things get really nasty. The Oracles come back in. Laser beams on once again. Hydras are exposed. A stasis trap on the north catches a few Queens. It looks like Roddy will barely defend his 3rd base. And what a hold. He's got the carriers still alive. Still got 6 Oracles alive as well. This is actually a very nice hold for Roddy. And the supplies are very similar. If he can just get mining gas again, if he can get probes down here on gas most importantly, then he's actually still in this game. I think at this point, he shouldn't be building cannons at the bottom left. He should just be focusing on trying to survive up here at the front and just put all of his money down here into just probes and make sure they're constantly mining the gas, guys. As gas is going to be his limiting factor this game. He's got 4 carriers on the way right now. We still don't have that graviton catapult. Oh no, he squeezed that in. He even squeezed graviton catapult in. Okay. Roddy's friggin' on point, man. Roddy's actually in a great position this game. The corruptor transition is coming now, though. We are seeing a whole lot of corruptors and +1 flyer attacks on them, and they're all pooling in the back. A couple of hydras and lings going to come down the south side, trying to wrap around, seeing if they can find a surprising angle to hit from. And the stasis ward, cannon, carrier, oracle fortress is looking very healthy right now. Did the mothership core get rebuilt? No, it didn't. That is a mistake. Overcharge is massive. You really can get a lot of value out of overcharge whenever you're in a hard spot. We'll have to see exactly how this one does come out, though. Yeah, Gremory seems like a very safe sort of standard player. Absolutely. What have we got? 16 corruptors. It's just going to be one big corruptor all in. Oh, Roddy. He saw the corruptors. Is he paying attention? Oh, I don't think Roddy paid attention. I don't think he saw those corruptors fly right past his revelation. If he did, he'd be starting Void Ray production right now. He desperately needs Void Rays. Oh no, he's just queuing up more carriers. Oh no, his carriers are going to get caught in the middle of the map. Oh no. Oh, this is terrible. This is really bad. Oracles can actually clean that up. He actually, I think, has enough Oracles just to barely to overwhelm those, but... Oh shit, man. Roddy's in big trouble. If he just gets out like 6 Void Rays, he can take on pretty much unlimited corruptors with those carriers. Because Void Rays just shred corruptors like no tomorrow. But, uh-oh. His carriers have no way of escaping. They'll clean up these hydras so easily. The question is, what do you do after that? +2 weapons isn't quite finished either. Flyer attacks is going to time out. It's about to finish right now. It's finished. There we go. The corruptors are just going to dive. They're going to dive on this for sure, man. Roddy completely blindsided by these corruptors. He has to just stand and fight. He can try to micro back his... Oh, they're getting one shot. Oh my god, he just one-shots every single one. He's finally lost the... No, he's still got enough corruptors to one-shot, and that's just brutal. Brutal, devastating power there. Even on top of the cannons, with overcharge, those carriers would have struggled in that engagement. But he definitely needed either ground support or a ton of Void Rays, preferably both. This little interceptor's just not doing that much damage. The 2 armor of the corruptors, so good against carriers. Shoot down another interceptor, and I think that's going to be about all she wrote for this one, guys. A couple of cannons here in the natural, you know, doing what they can. But that's just not enough. Carrier's just not that good versus corruptors. You need Storm, you need Archons, you need Void Rays. This is a ton of money dumped in these corruptors, and it really is almost an all-in from Gremory. He didn't have any other units, really. A few Hydras, a few Lings. It was almost pure corruptors. Didn't have great upgrades on them. If Roddy noticed that Revelation vision, he totally could have brought this game back, even after what I think was a pretty atrocious start with his third base being delayed so long. But at the end of it, Gremory, with that tight defensive play, kept shutting down Roddy's aggression, shut down his Oracles that game. He didn't really get an economy lead, but he shut down the Oracles really hard. Shut down Roddy super hard in Game 1. In Game 2, Roddy was able to make it happen with the heavy Phoenix play, but damn, at the end of that, Gremory takes it out, and Gremory is the champion. He is the biggest of the GM and Masters division. Nice. Hey, Root Flyer. Hope you enjoyed your night.